Hello students. So today we will study chapter number 3 skeletal system from your dewdrops term 1 book, the pink one. So you know that all your body parts are very important, and the main body of human skeletal system comprises of 206 bones. So there are a total of 206 bones that together form the skeletal system. This framework of bones that gives shape, support and strength to our body is called the skeletal system. So today we will study about the skeletal system, or we can also call it as the skeleton, in detail. So all the bones contain a soft jelly-like material known as the bone marrow. Bone marrow helps in the formation of RBCs, or the red blood cells. In higher classes you will call it as red blood corpuscles. So you can call it as red blood cells. So you can see in the diagram given here that this is the main skeletal system. It has a total of 206 bones, and we will study about some of the main parts of the skeletal system. So the main parts of the skeletal system are skull, backbone, spine. Backbone is also called as spine or spinal cord, and rib cage and two pairs of limbs. In the chapter Animal World we have talked about limbs, that all the animals, they either have four limbs, and sometimes they use the hind limbs like us for walking and movement, and sometimes they use all the four limbs for walking and for movement. So these limbs are attached to two pairs of girdles, shoulder girdle and hip girdle. You can see in this diagram, this is the shoulder girdle and this is the hip girdle. So now first we will talk about skull. The skull of an adult human being has 22 bones. It contains holes for eyes, ears, nose and mouth. You can see in the diagram that these are the sockets or the holes for eyes, hole for nose, for ears and for mouth. Out of the 22 bones of the skull, it is divided into two types: 8 flat bones, which are also known as the cranial bones, and 14 bones, which are known as the facial bones. So 22 is divided into two types, 8 and 14. 8 are cranial and 14 are facial bones. This you have to remember. So the cranial bones protect our brain, which is on the top of the skull, and the facial bones, which are the 14 bones, it comprises of the face and the jaw. All bones in the skull are fixed except the bones in the lower jaw. Upper jaw is fixed. You can't move your upper jaw while talking. Only your lower jaw is movable. Rest all the bones of the skull are fixed or immovable. Only the lower jaw can move. That's why we are able to eat and speak. Now the second is backbone or spine. So just below the skull is the backbone or the spine. Skull is attached to the backbone, which forms the main axis of the skeleton. Our backbone is made up of 33 small bones. It is not one straight bone just like a ruler. Okay? It is not a straight single bone. It is made up of 33 small bones which are interconnected to each other. These 33 small bones are called as the vertebrae. Each vertebrae forms a strong column called the spine or the vertebral column. You can see in this figure I hope now you can see it clearly that it is not one straight bone. There are total 33 bones. Each bone is called as the vertebrae, and all these 33 bones are connected to form the vertebral column. It is also called as spine. Okay, it is flexible and protects the delicate spinal cord. Now, this backbone protects the spinal cord. The joints of the vertebrae allow slight movement which allows us to bend forward and backward. That's why we are able to sit, stand, fold our body, touch our toes and see the sky by bending backward. This, if this vertebral column was a fixed or a single bone, then we would be just like a straight robot. We would not be able to sit or stand or change our postures. That's why these 33 vertebrae, they help us in bending. So each vertebrae has a hole through which the delicate spinal cord passes. Here the diagram of vertebrae is not given, maybe you will study in your higher class. Vertebrae looks just like a butterfly. The structure of one vertebrae looks almost like a butterfly. In the center of the vertebrae is a small hole, and through all these 33 vertebrae there is a small hole through which the delicate spinal cord passes. In the next chapter you will study about the nervous system. So the spinal cord is also responsible, spinal cord and the brain both are responsible to control all our nerves. Now next topic is rib cage. This topic of rib cage is given on page 133 of your Dewdrops Term 1 book. So what is a rib cage? It is made up of ribs which are very thin, flat and curved bones. As you can see in this diagram, there are so many ribs. And how many ribs are there? There are 12 pairs of ribs in the rib cage. 12 pairs means total 24 ribs are there. Whenever there is a word written pairs, especially in terms of bones, if pairs word is written means you have to double it to find the total number of bones. So 12 pairs of ribs means 12 into 2, that is 24 bones. So these 12 identical bones form the rib cage. So 24 bones are forming the rib cage. Out of these 24 bones, there is a long bone at the center of the chest which is called as the chest bone or the sternum. It holds the ribs at the front. And the ribs are also attached to the backbone, whereas the last two pairs of ribs are free. Last two pairs means total 4 bones are floating. They are called as the floating ribs. They are not attached in the front. They are floating. They are just joined at the back to the backbone but not joined at the front. So this forms the rib cage. All the bones are attached to each other in the front to the main bone, that is the chest bone, but only the two pairs of ribs which are called as the floating ribs, they are not attached to the chest bone. So this was all about the rib cage. How many bones does a skull contain? Just now we have studied there are 22 bones. Number of pairs of ribs in the rib cage are 12 pairs. 12 into 2 means 24 bones. 12 pairs you can also write, or you can write 24 bones. Now next topic is limbs. Our skeleton has 2 pairs of limbs, 4 limbs and hind limbs. 4 limbs are also called as the upper limbs, means our arms, and hind limbs are also known as the lower limbs, means our legs. So our hands, that is the upper limb, and our legs, that is the lower limbs, we will talk about them. There are 30 bones in each arm and each leg. Means 30 total number of bones in arm is 30 and in leg. Nearly half of all our bones are in our hands, wrists, feet and ankles. In the upper limb, the upper limbs are attached to the shoulder girdle or the pectoral girdle. Shoulder girdle is also known as the pectoral girdle. Shoulder girdle is nothing, it is just the shoulders which you are having, they are making the main framework, and all our bones of the arm are attached to the shoulder girdle. so that they are fixed, they are not hanging here and there. Otherwise your structure would not be identical. One arm will be hanging and one arm will be shorter in this way, so there would not be a balance. So you can just see that the balance, the taraju which you can see at the vegetable sellers, if it is not balanced properly, so it looks very odd. That's why shoulder girdle helps to maintain the balance of both the bones of the arms. The upper arm has one long bone called the humerus. You can see this diagram. It contains the longest bone of the arm is humerus, while the lower arm has two small bones called the radius and the ulna. Radius and ulna. The wrists and fingers have several small bones. These are small bones which are called as the phalanges. It is not given in your book, but they are called as phalanges. So this was all about your upper arm. There are 8 bones in the wrist, 5 bones in the palm, and 14 bones in the fingers. These are very small and tiny bones. Now let's see about the hind limb, that is our legs. Hind limb contains the longest bone, which is the thigh bone. It is also called as femur. Thigh bone is also called as femur. Learn the name femur because this question is very important. Okay, like which is the longest bone of the whole skeletal system? So femur is not only the longest bone of the leg, but it is the longest bone of the whole skeletal system. Okay, so femur is the longest bone. It is also called as the thigh bone. It is attached to the hip girdle. Hip girdle is also called as pelvic girdle. Now the lower limb, lower part of the leg, it contains two bones. It consists of two bones, tibia and fibula. The front one is tibia and the thinner one at the back is the fibula. Okay. Then there are 5 bones in each ankle. Like you have 5 bones in the palm, there are 5 bones in each ankle. 5 bones in the feet and 14 bones in the toes. Here are total 14 bones. Okay. So this was about your forelimbs and hind limbs. Now the functions of skeletal system. This is a very important topic. It gives, first thing, if you don't have a skeletal system, you all will be like floating on the ground. You will be crawling on the ground just like a snake. You know that snake is not having any bone, that hard rigid bones. So similarly we would also be just like the snake. So the function of the skeletal system is to give shape, strength and support to the body. It protects the delicate internal organs like brain, spinal cord, heart and lungs. It helps to move our body with the help of muscles. If we are having only the skeletal system in our body, then also we would be looking very odd. We also need muscles along with the bones for a proper shape of the body. So skeletal system, like the bones and the muscles together, give a proper shape to our body, and that's why it helps us in movement. Bones help in the formation of red blood cells. Why? Because bones of birds are hollow, but bones of human beings are not hollow. They are very solid. They contain a jelly like liquid or a semi liquid, you can say, which is known as the bone marrow, and bone marrow is responsible for the formation of red blood cells. So today we will study this much. Revise all the portions. This diagram, you have to just go through this diagram. No need to draw in notebook, but just go through it. Then you have to draw the diagram of ribs and skull. Skull, if you don't want to draw, no problem, but ribs you have to draw in the notebook. This you will draw in notebook. Then this is a very important diagram, forelimb and hind limb. This you will draw in notebook. Thank you, children.